Well, take heart, Red Sox fans, because your team no longer has the worst record in Major League Baseball. Good morning. Welcome to Mike's Morning Musings for Tuesday, April 14th, 2026. The Red Sox got pasted last night by the Minnesota Twins 13-6, but they no longer have the worst record in Major League Baseball. That belongs to the Houston Astros, who are now 6-11 on the year. And get a load of this, the Astros have compiled the worst record in baseball despite having scored the most runs of any team in Major League Baseball this year. They're 6-11. Your Red Sox are 6-10. And what in the wild, wild world of sports is going through Alex Cora's head? Now, last night, Garrett Crochet, I don't know what's wrong with Garrett Crochet when he faces the Minnesota Twins, but something goes beyond being half wacky. Crochet got 5 outs last night, pitched an inning and 2/3. He gave up 9 hits, 10 runs, 10 earned runs, 11 runs total, walked 3, didn't strike out anybody. Numbers on his fastball were down. He was all over the place, couldn't find the strike zone, looked as perplexed as anybody in the postgame. But Alex Cora, that is managerial dereliction of duty. You can't leave your ace in there like that last night to give up 10 earned runs. What in the world is what's going through his head? Now, I saw somebody tweet out after the game, well, there goes Garrett Crochet winning the ERA crown. Yeah, that's gone. His ERA, I don't even know what it is right now, but it's got to be like 39. But what are you doing? Now, Cora, after the game, said you got to cover some innings and you can't really waste the bullpen and yada, yada, yada. Yeah, you can. You can. They brought in Moran, Watson, and Samaniego after that to finish up. They all pitched really well. They pitched shutout ball the rest of the way. 6 1/3. 6 1/3 scoreless innings. Should have started Moran or Watson or whatever his name is, Samaniego. What a disaster, and what a disaster this season has been for the Red Sox. 6-11. They scored 6 runs. Of course, it was 11-1 at one point in this ball game. Jarren Duran hit a home run for the Red Sox. Roman Anthony actually had a base hit and a couple of walks, was on base a couple of times. Caleb Durbin even had a couple of base hits. So they did get some offense in scoring 6 runs for the third time in 3 games. But Alex Cora, I am on the hashtag Fire Alex Cora bandwagon. I've had it with Cora. And I pretty much had it with Craig Breslow as well, because Cora has been handed a dysfunctional roster. And part of that dysfunctional roster is Masataka Yoshida, who simply is confused as to what he is and where he stands. He was asked about his role yesterday, which basically is a glorified pinch hitter, and he said, quote, there's something, or that's something that I'm not used to. As long as I'm playing right, my goal is to start in the lineup. Now, if the Red Sox didn't have Jarren Duran, Ceddanne Rafaela, Wilyer Abreu, and Roman Anthony, this wouldn't be a problem. But it is a problem. And it's going to become a bigger problem as time goes on. Because you can't be sitting Wilyer Abreu. You can't be sitting Ceddanne Rafaela because of the premium defense that he gives you in center field. And if he hits 250, he's going to hit 20 home runs. And if you're going to keep Jarren Duran, he's got to be in the lineup. And obviously, Roman Anthony's got to be in the lineup. The Red Sox should have dealt with this problem. Craig Breslow should have dealt with this problem in the offseason and probably traded Jarren Duran for a pitcher or a combination of Jarren Duran for a pitcher. The Red Sox didn't do it. And so now they have this problem. Masataka Yoshida would be perfectly fine as the DH on this team every single day, even against left-handers, if the Red Sox didn't have an overabundance of dysfunction on this roster. You've got Masataka Yoshida nowhere to play, and of course not the fault of Craig Breslow. That was Chaim Bloom signing. And you've got IKF, Isaiah Kiner Falefa, signed for $6 million for no apparent reason. The Red Sox don't need IKF. They could bounce him, and of course they've got to pay him now, and they're not going to. Nate Eaton should be on this roster down in Worcester, is where he is. He should be on this roster. And somebody else other than, I say, Jarren Duran, and I love Duran as a player, but I think he was the most tradable commodity that you had and probably could have brought you more in return than anyone else. So Alex Cora, in his defense, even though I'm on the hashtag Fire Cora bandwagon, in his defense, he does have a very dysfunctional roster. But last night, unforgivable to me. Dereliction of duty. Managerial malfeasance. 6-11. Is that what their record is? 6-11, 6-9. I get 6-10. It's the Twins who are, the Astros who are 6-11, who, by the way, swept the Red Sox in a series earlier this year. So the Red Sox and the Twins, Sonny Gray, who's been really good pitching against one of his former ball clubs tonight in Minnesota. Hopefully he can get this thing going. You know, right now, if you're the Reds, get to 500 by the end of the month. You got half the month to go. They've got to go on a winning streak here at some point. And last night, talk about something you couldn't have possibly on your bingo card, was Garrett Crochet getting lit up like that. Meanwhile, Bruins play their final game of the regular season tonight. We got to look at James Higgins the other night. We're going to see him tonight, according to Marco Sturm as well, and probably in the playoffs too. Why not? The Bruins play with house money once we get to the playoffs, and the Celtics, who I think have to be the favorites to come out of the Eastern Conference and maybe the favorites to win the NBA championship, sitting back and waiting to see who wins that Philly-Orlando play-in series. Have a great Sports Tuesday. I'll see you back here tomorrow on Mike's Morning Musings.